What if the parable of the talents happened in a startup in 2025? Picture this scenario. It's 2025, inside a Christian startup that just landed that game-changing investment. The founder has the money in the bank, but now there's an even bigger problem on the table, deciding who to trust with these resources. He picks 3 leaders. 2 of them take that capital and turn it into explosive growth. The third, he buries the opportunity. And worse, he blames God, the crisis, and the algorithm. Stick with me, because today you are going to see exactly what the parable of the talents would look like in the modern business world, and what that says, point blank, about your business. Meet Daniel, founder of Talents Tech. After years of struggling, the investment from a major fund finally came through. Now the mission is to multiply. Daniel knows he can't do it all alone, so he divides the weight and the budget among 3 leaders he trusts. Anna, who takes over sales and partnerships, Marcos, handling product and operations, and Lucas leading marketing and growth. But pay attention here. Daniel doesn't split everything equally. He's strategic. He looks at history, maturity, and delivery capacity. Anna gets the biggest budget and the most aggressive targets. Marcos gets less, but takes on vital areas. And Lucas gets a solid budget with total freedom to create. The money is in hand, and the clock is ticking. Anna doesn't waste time. She picks up the phone, tweaks the sales pitch, fails fast, and fixes it even faster. In a few months, she doesn't just hit the target, she doubles the number of closed contracts. Meanwhile, Marcos dives into operations. He's not on stage, he's backstage, talking to clients, cutting waste, finding bottlenecks. Nobody sees Marcos, but the company gets faster and cheaper because of him. Their secret? They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They took what they had today and acted. But then, we have Lucas. Lucas is different. He spends weeks planning the perfect campaign. He watches all the new courses, analyzes competitors, fills his Notion with ideas, but nothing goes live. His head is full of noise, thinking the market is unstable, the product still has bugs, or the algorithm changed, and it's better to wait for the dust to settle. His fear disguises itself as prudence. Afraid of making a mistake, he simply freezes the budget. He buries the talent. Quarterly review day arrives. Anna and Marcos bring real growth, numbers on the table. Lucas returns the budget almost intact. No financial loss, true, but no results, no learning, and no courage. Daniel calls the 3 in for accountability. To Anna, he says, "You were faithful with much. Here, now you have even more responsibility." To Marcos, he acknowledges that without him, the operation would have stalled, and he expands his area. When it's Lucas's turn, the excuse is ready. "Look, Daniel, I was afraid of wasting the investor's money. You're demanding, so I preferred not to risk it. Here it is, every cent you gave me safe and sound." In that moment, Daniel isn't disappointed because Lucas failed. He is disappointed because Lucas did nothing. If this story sounded familiar, it's because Jesus already told this business case 2,000 years ago. In the parable of the talents, the dynamic is the same. The master responds harshly to the servant who buried the talent, not because he lost money, but because he abdicated the responsibility to multiply. Bringing this to your Monday morning, we have 5 brutal lessons for entrepreneurs. First, God doesn't distribute opportunities equally, but justly. You receive according to your current capacity to manage. Accept that and get to work. Second, fear disguised as prudence is a thief of destiny. Calling your paralysis financial wisdom doesn't change the fact that you are burying what God gave you. Third, faithfulness isn't conserving, it's multiplying. Being faithful with little isn't keeping the little in a box. It's making that little turn into a little more. Fourth, whoever does well with little receives more. If you aren't faithful with small budgets and difficult clients, why would God trust the big projects in your hands? And fifth, your company is a test of stewardship. Your gifts, your network, your resources, nothing is yours. Everything is a test of how you deal with what is lent to you. If this story touched a nerve and exposed an area where you are burying resources out of fear, don't ignore it. Choose one concrete action, no matter how small, to unearth that talent this very week. And if you want to understand how the Bible explains salary dramas, injustice, and people management, subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we're going to talk about the parable of the workers in the vineyard and what it teaches about remuneration. See you there.